room. That was sure funny, because Papa had never told Mama or me about seeing a killing and being questioned by the sheriff. Papa continued with his story. I turned to leave the scene just as the sheriff came by and saw me. That's when he began questioning me. I told him just what I'm telling you, and that's all I know about it. I'm sorry that it was your father, Mr. Running Bear. Then Running Bear asked about the pocket watch, but Papa said he didn't know anything more. Mama asked him in for coffee. I quickly got away from the door so they wouldn't think I was being nosy. When they'd got sat down in the kitchen and Mama had poured their coffee, I went in and sat down too. Running Bear told Papa and Mama that he'd visited the cemetery in Tucson and had placed a vase of flowers on his father's grave. He seemed like he was almost in tears as he spoke. Then Papa and Running Bear began quite a palaver about Boston, because Papa had lived there right after his father and mother brought him and his sister over from Ireland. Running Bear talked about going to school at Milton Academy and then Harvard College. Papa didn't know anything about Milton Academy, but he had heard about Harvard College. He'd come west when he was young and hadn't gone to school anywhere. When Running Bear started talking about searching for his father's murderer, Papa didn't say much. He wanted to hire Papa to guide him around Arizona Territory, but Papa said he had too much to do. I knew Papa said that because he didn't want a job that might take him away from the lucky dollar. According to Mama, Papa was an Irish drunken devil who couldn't live without his whiskey. She told me that one time when Papa had been gone for 3 days. She also confessed to me that she would have left him long ago if she'd had some way of making a living to support herself and me. Mama said that women in the West could either be wives, schoolmarms, or ladies of the night, and she didn't hanker to be one of the latter. It was then, after Papa had told Running Bear that he had too much to do than to go off looking for a pocket watch, that I volunteered to be the guide. I figured it was a good chance for me to get out and see the country instead of spending the rest of my life on the claim waiting for a bonanza. The adventure sounded like fun to me, but Papa said at 19 I was too young to be traipsing off looking for some murderer. That's when Running Bear told Papa that he would pay me $40 a month if he would agree to me going with him. Papa still hesitated. Then Running Bear said he would send my wages back to the ranch so that Papa could take care of it for me. I sure enough didn't like that idea at all. I knew very well I would never see a nickel of my wages if Papa got his hands on it, because he would spend it all at the bar in Tucson. As usual, Mama didn't comment, but I could see by the look in her eyes that she was thinking the same thing I was. Suppose I need to buy something, I asked. I'll need money for the things I need. I'm sure Mr. Running Bear will provide for you, my father said. Suddenly I felt like I was being sold to Tyrone Running Bear, and that darned drunk father of mine was conniving for my sale price. I think Running Bear sensed the same thing. Mr. Muldoon, Running Bear said, perhaps if I send $35 to an account with a banker in Tucson and give Nell $5 for her personal expenses, the problem can be solved. Well, Mr. Running Bear, I don't trust bankers at all. The chances on her ever seeing any of that money in some account are next to nothing. Just send me the $35, give her $5 for expenses, and I'll make sure it doesn't get lost in some banker's books. I saw Mama shake her head. She also raised her left eyebrow and gave me that look again. I knew very well that if I wanted to go with Running Bear with Papa's permission, I would have to agree to his plan rather than with Running Bear's idea of using a bank to keep my money safe. I figured that once we were out there scouting around the country for his father's murderer, I could talk Running Bear into paying me directly instead of sending it back here for Papa to drink up at the Lucky Dollar Saloon. Mama didn't say a word during all this. Later, when we were alone, she told me stuff about being careful with Mr. Running Bear because he might be looking toward me for more than a guide. Being how I had never gone